Hello, dear viewers. My name is Faradin Nouri, and I'm a immigration consultant in Germany. As you know, I explained for you in my previous video about the three cases based on which you lose your residence permit in Germany. Today, I'll explain for you in which other cases you lose your residence permit in Germany. It is worth mentioning that many people have lost their residence permits in Germany due to their lack of information about this topic. That is why please watch this video till the end so that you can avoid facing the same or a similar problem. The three cases based on which a person can lose his or her residence permit in Germany, and which I explained each of them with their details in my previous video for you, are: first, expiry of its period of validity; second, occurrence of a resolving condition; and third, withdrawal of the residence permit. For more information about these three cases, you can watch my previous video. Now I would like to explain for you about the fact that in which other cases you lose your residence permit in Germany. Fourth, revocation of the residence permit. A residence permit can be revoked and can no longer be valid for the future if the requirements based on which it has been issued no longer exist or are no longer valid. For example, if a foreigner has got his residence permit based on his marriage with a German citizen, but later he is divorced, his residence permit will be revoked for the future, and his residence in Germany before his divorce has been legal in Germany. It is worth mentioning that in such a case, after 3 years of marital cohabitation, under certain conditions, he has the right of an independent residence permit in Germany. Please remember that the revocation and withdrawal procedures of the protection statuses, such as revocation and withdrawal of asylum or refugee protection, which is carried out by the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany, is a different process. And for those who are interested to know more about the revocation and withdrawal procedures of the protection statuses in Germany, they can watch my videos about this topic in this YouTube channel. Fifth, expulsion based on Section 53 of the Residence Act of Germany. When the residence of a foreigner in Germany endangers public security and order, free democratic basic order, or other significant public interests in Germany, this person may be expelled from Germany. The Foreigner's Office, which in German it's called Ausländerbehörde, decides if an expulsion will take place, taking into account all the circumstances of the individual case or not. When this office is convinced that the public interest in leaving outweighs the foreigner's interest in remaining in the federal territory, this office must expel this person. In the assessment carried out by the Foreigner's Office, this office checks in particular how long the person concerned has already resided in Germany, what personal, economic, or other ties he has in Germany and in the country of his origin, what consequences the expulsion would have for his family members or life partner, and whether the person has behaved himself in accordance with the law or not. It is worth mentioning that Section 53 and Section 55 of the Residence Act of Germany also lists some reasons based on which a person can be expelled from Germany or he can stay in Germany. The expulsion of the person leads to the expiry of his existing residence permit, and he will be obliged to leave the country, and he will get a ban on re-entry limited to a maximum of 10 years, based on the seriousness of his crime or offense he has committed in Germany, or based on the fact that in case he returns to Germany, how probable it is that he repeats the criminal act or offense again in this country. In fact, special protection against expulsion is enjoyed by persons entitled to asylum status or refugee status based on Geneva Refugee Convention, persons entitled to subsidiary protection, as well as European Union citizens and persons entitled to association rights who are the people with the Turkish nationality. They can be expelled from Germany under harder conditions. Sixth, announcement of a deportation order. A deportation may either be ordered by the highest authority of a federal state of Germany if this appears necessary to avert a particular danger to the security of the Federal Republic of Germany, or a terrorist threat based on Section 58A of the Residence Act of Germany, or the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees of Germany may order deportation if a person is deported back to a safe third country, and in Dublin cases, if another country is responsible for examining his asylum application based on Section 34A of Asylum Act of Germany. Seventh, if the holder of a residence permit based on Section 22, 23, or Section 25, subsection 3 to 5 of the Residence Act of Germany applies for asylum. If a person already has a residence permit which has not been issued to him in the context of a regular asylum procedure, he loses this residence permit if he applies for asylum. This includes cases in which a person has been admitted from abroad based on international law or humanitarian reasons according to Section 22 or 23 of the Residence Act of Germany, or a ban on deportation has been given, or deportation has not been possible based on Section 25, subsection 3 to 5 of the Residence Act of Germany. I think for today, this much explanation is enough. In my next video, I'll then explain for you about the fact that if you travel outside Germany with a German residence permit, in which cases you lose your residence permit in Germany. Thanks a lot for watching my video. If you would like to get similar important information about the immigration laws in Germany, your rights and duties in German society, the living conditions in Germany, and other such important topics, please subscribe and follow our channel. If you have any questions or remarks about today's topic, you can write it under this video and I will be more than happy to answer it for you.